lessons or skills have you gained from this training?
I've learned a lot of skills in this training. First, I have learned the UN mandate, the authorities that govern the UN peacekeeping operations. I have learned about the sexual exploitation and abuse stroke harassment in peacekeeping operations. I have learned about how to conduct myself and discipline as a female in peacekeeping operations. I have learned about conflict. I have learned about communication.
Which part of this course has been most impactful for you so far?
I was lucky to have learned about the conflict-related sexual violence, of which it helps us in promoting dignity and how to interact with the rest of the locals and the community at large.
The most impactful part of this course was I really like the topic of in dialogue, negotiation and mediation, because that was exactly, I saw it as a big role wherever you go to peacekeeping, because when you go there, the main reason why we are there is because of for bringing peace, and our mandate is to make sure that the civilians are protected, and the children and the women.
What unique perspectives or strengths do female soldiers bring to peace support operations?
They have the empathy, and so when they are deployed in mission areas, they get to communicate with the locals easily, unlike men. The softness that women have, they'll be able to communicate with the other women, and therefore they'll be able to learn a lot from us and see us as role models.
What challenges do female soldiers still face in peace operations, and how can they be addressed?
In some community, you find that women are not supposed to speak in front of men. So they could not give us a chance to address men. Unless when there are women, they can bring the women in a different area so that we could speak to them.
How do you plan to apply what you've learned when you return to your unit or are deployed?
I will request that I get an opportunity to talk to the young soldiers, young female soldiers, so that I can empower them on what I've learned, especially on the skills. I'll do the debrief to them so that they can understand the situation in operation area. And another one, also training. I will sensitize that we get training especially on female soldiers, so that when deployment comes, we are able to get the responsibility of having authority in leadership.
In your opinion, how can institutions better support women in peace operations?
The resolution 1325, after that resolution, which was passed in 2002, that women also be recognized and given posts, so at least they can recognize women and give them posts. But even if it can't be 50% as men, but at least a third of it, so that women can also empower other women to come, so that we can work together to make work easier.
How do you feel about representing women in peacekeeping missions?
I can feel so good, confident, and happy to represent women in peacekeeping operations, because in this training I have been well equipped to stand for women and be able to carry out the mandate of the UN missions well, without crossing the borders of the UN mandate on peacekeeping operations.
It's a very big pride, and it was a pride to me and to my nation, because when I went there, I carried the flag of my nation. So I went there to present other women in carrying out the duties of a female soldier in peacekeeping, where also I had the responsibility as a peacemaker to the women of the location where I was. I was in Rumbek, and we could go out and meet women outside there. We could advise them in areas where maybe they could not understand, depending on the resolution 1325, whereby women were recognized and they could be given opportunities to participate in post-conflict management and also in bringing peace to conflicts.
What message would you give to young women aspiring to join the military or peacekeeping missions?
What I can tell young women is that this job needs commitment. There should be commitment to work. These are 24-hour working environment, and they should be able to adapt to the harsh conditions, whereby they can be deployed for like a year in the operation area without them being able to see their families. So they need to adapt to the harsh condition, and also furthermore agree to work with other counterparts. The contingents, we have the civilian, we have the military and the police also, how to engage them.
So we had an opportunity to learn from one another. Each participant brought our own unique background, knowledge and perspective, and this diversity created a rich learning environment for all of us.
Our hope as UNDP very briefly is just that this will result into something meaningful that's going to change how we doing things. We hope it's not going to be business as usual. When you go back, I'm sure there are a number of colleagues who will get selected for this, but we hope with additional funding we might be able to get also more trained. Our hope as UNDP is when we support or when we get resources, again just to thank our donors, Government of Japan in absentia. We want to ensure that this then results into something meaningful that's going to change, either empower you at personal level, give you additional skills, but more importantly to enable you work effectively and deliver.
I warmly congratulate all of you participants for successfully completing the training. I also wish to recognize the Government of Japan through UNDP for generously funding this important initiative, as well as the facilitators and administration team for their diligence and professionalism in ensuring the course was conducted effectively. I hope this is not the last one. Since the abolishment of the Women's Service Corps, the role of women in Kenya Defence Forces has continued to grow both in numbers and in responsibility. Today, women are serving with distinction across the three services in combat and non-combat roles, with opportunities based on merit rather than gender. A proud milestone of this progress was the appointment of Major General, now retired, Fatuma Ahmed, as the first female commander of the Kenya Air Force. And the second is the appointment of the former director as the second Major General in the KDF. As a military, we recognize that female soldiers bring courage, intellect, resilience, and sacrifice to service. Their participation in peace operations has been proven to enhance mission effectiveness, strengthen stability, and contribute to sustainable peace.